What is the frozen pizza theory in dating? Let's talk about it. The first time I heard about this was actually through Becca Moore on TikTok. So when someone has nothing left in their refrigerator, they resort to eating the frozen pizza in their freezer. Frozen pizza is reliable, they know what they're getting, and it's easy. And so don't let someone treat you like a frozen pizza. I gotta go, I'm late, bye.
What?
You know what, woman? I think you're onto something here. You just got every single thing about the frozen pizza theory absolutely wrong. You see, you are a frozen pizza. You're cheap and easy, but still frigid to most people. You stay cold way too long and you're most likely freezer burnt. People forget about you until moments of desperation, and even when you are consumed, you're only considered mildly appetizing when said person is under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, or some other form of controlled substance, and consuming you ends up either requiring way too much time on the toilet, a series of high-profile antibiotic injections, or some good old-fashioned American regret. Then you have the texture of cardboard and you're more chemically processed than you are real food, but nice try, sister. Maybe next time, leave the theorizing to the men who actually know what they're talking about.
Good, but I would say it's horrible yet terrible. Ugly yet disgusting. You suck.
Convinced that the ratio of hot men to hot women in this world is like 1 to every 20. It's so much more common to see a man who's punching up in a relationship than a woman who is. 9 times out of 10, the woman's going to be the hotter one in the relationship. And I have a theory about this. Women are more likely to be attracted to intellect, personality, achievements, like the inner stuff. Men are first and foremost looking for a partner that they find attractive. And so women keep choosing to breed with these ugly men that they love the souls of, and then they produce more ugly men for the world, and that is why the ratio is off.
Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it. Thank you.
Oh my god, lady, just admit that you're bitter that you're constantly sleeping with Chad and you're angry over the fact that he keeps using his own condoms before you have a chance to sabotage them. The fact that you only care about intellectual prowess is if the man is physically attractive. If it's an average guy with a keen intellect, he's either a nerd, an incel, or a loser. It is the men who care about kind, caring women who actually have the intellectual capacity to spell. But considering that you use your dad's money to bribe your elementary school teacher to pass basic spelling, you're in no position to talk about intellect in any way, shape, and form, sister. But what else can you expect from a woman who looks like she can't spell the word tarp without botching it up 9 times?
TARP?
Great. Where were you 5 minutes ago?
I have a question for all the men on TikTok. How many times is it acceptable for me to want it a day? What is an amount per day that you would love for your girl to come home and ask you for it? How many times a day would be ideal for you? And comment the amount of times and comment your age too, please, because I'm doing a little study and I'm just curious to see what the average, desire is for men.
This is hard. I am in a pickle.
Oh, well, I don't know. Ideally 3 times a day, I'd say. I mean, that's typically been the standard for most dudes since the dawn of life itself. I mean, you can technically get away with 2 if you have a little some in the middle of the day, but unless that some is substantial, it's just gonna make things worse for the poor guy. So usually 3 is preferred, and it should be hot. But consuming it cold sometimes isn't too much of a deal breaker. It really just depends on the guy's mood. But if you're going to go the cold route, then make sure the sandwich you make in the kitchen is made from the heart. So ideally speaking, the breakfast and dinner you cook for him should be piping hot. It really does make a man feel good when you do that. And just so there's no confusion, make sure that you are fully clothed. Cooking naked never ends well for a woman, and it's kind of sad that I have to remind you of that, but the obvious facts are most definitely not your strong suit.
Oh, fuck. Fuck. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do.
I seriously need to do some self-reflect because I'm very picky, but somehow I'm always picking the wrong ones, the worst ones out there. Not me, looking around my friends, they're getting married at my age, I'm 28 by the way, and then I'm still hung up on a situationship. And deep down I know this guy's no good for me, but I'm just I'm still want him. I don't know, I think there's something severely wrong with me. Why am I like this? Seriously, why do we want people who don't want us back? Why? All of his behaviors are just major red flags, but I'm just still find him attractive in a way. Why am I like this?
now.
Idiots! It's simple!
Oh, that one's a simple one, darling. It's because you're broken. Your pickiness is based purely on aesthetics. You don't care how the dude treats you, just so long as he looks good doing it and knows how to have fun with your poisonous snatch trap of slippery damnation. Any other man pales by comparison. Your friends who are getting married either played within their league or the wife is already starting to build up some bitter resentment the nanosecond after saying I do. So now you're 28 and the only guys you find attractive are the men with options who don't want you because, well, let's just say the reasons are painfully obvious and leave it at that. Lecturing you would be about as constructive as getting into a dropkick competition with Billy and Jimmy Lee. It's just going to end with you fading in and out of existence, so why frickin' bother?
You said it.
Dating apps are a big issue right now because nobody likes them. They charge way too much for people to just see their type or find really anyone or even like anyone. Oh, what I have come up with. Everyone needs to start having their own cards. The card should say your name, your phone number, and then a short message saying you thought they were cute and you would like to take them out if they are interested. And if not, just take it as a compliment and move on with your day. This would therefore make it a lot less creepy for guys to ask girls for their numbers because you just give the girl your card and then you can walk away. And then you don't have to worry about all the awkward conversations and all that stuff. You just wait for her to text you or she doesn't. And same thing with the women, except for it makes it a lot less daunting for the women to do that. So therefore women would do it more and make it feel a lot less the woman sitting there trying to beg for the man's attention and for him to go out with her. So go get yourself some cards and go to those places on my list. Just be respectful. That's all that matters.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Lady, I mean this from the bottom of my soul. I really don't think you know what you're doing here. You need to understand something about the sacred right of the business card. It is not something that you just pay a printer to make for you. It is something that is earned, and it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, have you seen that scene from American Psycho where everybody's comparing their business cards? Yeah, that is just a glimpse into how hardcore the business cardsman community can get. I have imagined countless wars that were started over an argument on font sizes and the benefits of a smooth surface over eggshell. And your solution is to have Chad just hand you a business card to make your life easier? Well, yeah, that's not happening, sweetheart. Now, don't get me wrong, business cards are cool and they need to make a massive comeback, but doing it for dating just taints the whole business card experience for the dudes involved. So get back on the dating apps, woman. We already know you re-downloaded them, so there's really no point in lying.
Like, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but like something is going on with the men. There's no way that y'all are not conspiring. The past 4 guys that I've spoken to have all love bombed me, and I don't fall for that because I'm avoidant, secure, whatever, but they've done it anyway. And then they turn around and they're like, I'm still gonna go for my ex. I'm not ready. And I'm like, sick dude, never said I wanted anything from you, was literally just trying to get to know you, but you're making this a drama. My friends are experiencing this too. Like, I compared a text message that I got with a text message my friend got over dinner, and it literally sounded like one person typed it out, copied and pasted into ChatGPT, and the other one texted it to the other person. Like, something is going on. I also think it's important to know that I'm not like chasing after these people. I'm not looking for anything. These people fall into my lap, love bomb me, and then turn around and they're like, actually, sick dude. Fire. Good for you. Go to therapy. I don't know. Don't come to me.
We've got a conspiracy here. Conspiracy! There's conspirers. Conspiring. In a conspiracy. Conspiracy!
Oh man, not again. How do these women keep finding out about our dastardly schemes? I thought the Acid Dragon Initiative was supposed to root out any simps that were trying to infiltrate our ranks, but I guess we just didn't scrub the bathroom walls hard enough because this broad just got wind of Operation Demon Badger. Have multiple Chads use the exact same tactics to score with her and then dump her as soon as he gets bored. It was the perfect plan with almost a 100% success rate, but we just keep getting bested by these broads. If they keep defeating us on the field of social media, then how are we supposed to enact our plans to bring back the patriarchy? Well, just crap in a bag and punch it. There goes my frickin' weekend. Looks like we gotta have another emergency patriarchy meeting over at Skeeter's house. I'll give him a call and make sure the kegs are cold and the Olympic-sized dodgeball wave pool is properly chlorinated again, because it's going to be a long-ass weekend with the fine members of the bounty board over on Patreon. I'm telling you guys, it's just not a party at Skeeter's house without these chaps. I'm not kidding. Skeeter wrote it in his charter, and so that makes it practically law. A law that we all obey with pride. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the bounty board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content you're not going to find on YouTube. The link's in the pinned comment down below if you want to check it out.
99% of rapists are men, though, and their victims are women. 93% of serial killers are men, and most of their victims are women. If a little girl is molested, it's 96% of the time her father, uncle, brother, or stepdad who did it. If a woman is unalived in a homicide investigation, the top suspect is her husband, boyfriend, or man that she was dating. The #1 killer of pregnant women is not a disease, it's a man unaliving her. Women are dying in emergency rooms all the time because they can't get a D&C for a miscarriage because of laws that men passed. In countries with rampant religious nationalism, women are unalived for simply going to school or speaking. One of the most common war crimes are male soldiers SAing female soldiers or female civilians. Yeah, I'd say you're our apex predator. I mean, it's really not that hard to put that together.
You know, nothing fills my gutty works with all the warm and fuzzies quite like a privileged woman sitting in her car and lecturing me about how I'm dangerous because serial killers exist. But I gotta hand it to you, sister, you take the freaking cake. Because not only are you accusing me of murder, non-consensual coitus, and mother hunting apparently, but also because I was born a dude, I am also directly responsible for every single war atrocity to ever be committed by a freaking human. So let's try this from a different angle, shall we? What crime am I not guilty of? Is my guilt by association linked to non-violent crimes by chance? Like, can I run like a really cool illegal Go Fish gambling house in my mother's basement? Or how about selling speakers out of the back of a panel van? Or what about running a massive underground ring of bootleg DVD video stores? Or is it because I was born a dude, or are my crimes only reserved for the most horrific ones while you get to keep the cool ones for yourself? Because I gotta tell you, lady, if being a mean person was a crime, you'd get life imprisonment with zero hope for parole or skincare products.
And may God have mercy on your souls. Who wants to go Friday?
Here's how patriarchy controls and harms men. You may hear that patriarchy privileges men and that makes you feel upset and frustrated because you're unhappy. That's because while you do get some privileges, the patriarchy is a system that is constantly attacking your masculinity. You are not allowed to do anything except be angry and work. Going to coffee shops is for girls. Using soap makes you gay. Anything but NASCAR sports and Marvel and Star Wars are for chicks. Buying clothes is gay. Being attractive to women is gay. Having a little sweet treat is for pussies. You are not allowed to do anything without feeling a hit to your masculinity.
Madre Dios, have mine ears bewitched me with whispers of Xanadu?
Wait a moment. Miss, are you giving me permission to finally use the soap? But I have heard legends of worlds past where the patriarchy kept all populations of men from using the soap. Hath thou delivereth from me from thine own soapless prison? Shall I finally be able to embrace the fresh clean scent of my preferred brand of bar soap? Madam, you have freed me from my shackles of my own uncleanliness, though I am afraid I am without a clue of such wonders. Could you perhaps find it within your infinite wisdom of the soap to help me find the correct one? There are so many different kinds, I haven't the knowledge to choose. Should I go with this men's soap? Or what about this men's soap? But there's this soap as well over here specifically for men, and we can't forget about this one either. But you know, the more I think about it, the more I am shocked that you haven't used the patriarchy to ban soap for just men. It seems rather lazy on your part. Wait a second. You don't know anything about soap at all, do you? That's why you get the crappy decorative soaps for the bathroom that nobody's allowed to use. You lied to me, woman. Damn you! Damn you and your soap mongers all to hell!
And that constant, low-grade antagonism, those relentless attacks erode your self-esteem, make you insecure, and make you vulnerable to your own frustration. Because technically, men aren't supposed to feel anything but anger. So when you deny having any other feeling, when you have that feeling invariably, you don't have any skills to deal with it. because having emotional skills, going to therapy, doing any kind of introspection is for chicks and gays. You don't even get to learn how to deal with your anger because angry outbursts are masculine. So you are trained by the patriarchy to be a ticking time bomb. That means all the people around you wrap you in foam, walk on eggshells, do everything they can to keep from setting you off. And that turns you into an agent of the patriarchy and the status quo.
You have had the frontal lobe of your brain removed and replaced with bubble wrap.
You know what, lady? I'm actually kind of impressed here. You have been using the patriarchy as an excuse to beat down men relentlessly for decades. You've called us all sorts of names, accused us of all sorts of vile crimes, not to mention all of the emasculation, the incel comments, and the demanding that we recognize your godliness because you haven't gotten fired from your job yet. And now you're using the patriarchy to avoid accountability for all of that hurtful crap that you and your kind have been throwing at us, and you can't even get that right. Every single thing that you mentioned is so blatantly stereotyped it makes 90s sitcom stereotypes of dads, bachelors, and jocks seem straight up Shakespearean by comparison. Now, I really don't think it's a smart idea for you to be trying to talk to us dudes when you can't even make a half-assed attempt to even understand how our brains work.
You blow up on people when they don't follow the rules, when they don't give you what you want. You are programmed to have a low tolerance for distress. That's why you're always resentful. That's why you're always frustrated. That's why you're scared, and you're not allowed to admit you're scared.
Whoa, that is some deep dish racism, motherfucker!
And that also means because everyone is ensconcing you in foam, no one can touch you. Being caressed is for women and queer. Children are held. Sex is reduced to the orgasm and nothing else. No intimacy is allowed. Intimacy is for chicks and queers. You are systematically denied happiness. You exist to work and protect the system that abuses you. You have been systematically denied healthy masculinity and instead assigned a toxic masculinity that keeps everyone at arm's length.
That's stupid! You're stupid! Stop being stupid!
Lady, please, I'm begging you, if you're going to try to gaslight us, could you actually try harder than not at all? It's not for our sake or anything like that, it's really just for you because you're embarrassing yourself right now. Not only do we have literally tens of thousands of hours worth of TikToks of hardcore feminists saying that we're nothing but a bunch of violent psychopaths, but we've also archived them in real time. So it's a little late for you to try to walk back every vile thing you've ever said about us, sister. I mean, it's on the internet, and the internet's forever, but apparently you slept through common sense class during your master's degree program at Clown College. It's not like it really matters anyway. We stopped giving a crap about what you had to say shortly after you posted your first video 10 years ago, back when Chad thought you had some value on the market. And ever since then, we have been busy learning how to harness soap and fire for the good of all of mankind. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.